Hi, I'm Dee and I have multiple sclerosis. I'm following the Overcoming Multiple Sclerosis diet to reduce the progression of the disease, and I'm just making a few recipe videos in case anybody else out there on the same diet and could do with a bit of extra inspiration. Today we're a week away from Christmas Day and I'm feeling Christmassy and I'm trying to think about what foods I can eat that are Christmassy that still stick to the diet. Today, my lovely son Seb is helping me make Christmas style chocolate truffles. So here are the basic ingredients for chocolate truffles. We've got cacao powder. Now, from what I can gather, the difference between cacao powder and cocoa powder is that cacao powder is not heated to the same temperatures as cocoa powder. Now I'm guessing that means that fewer of the fats will be converted into trans fats, but that is just a guess and I'm trying to find out. I haven't managed to do so yet. But in the Overcoming Multiple Sclerosis cookbook, they do talk about cacao powder. We've got some chopped hazelnuts, some flaxseed oil, otherwise known as linseed oil. That's really good for our brains because it's high in omega-3 fatty acids. We've got some maple syrup, almond flour. Now these are all the optional bits if you want to make it Christmassy. So we've got raisins if you want them, we've got cinnamon, ginger, vanilla bean paste, almond essence, mixed fruit. I would also put some orange zest in, but in all honesty, I just haven't got any today, so I'm not going to today. But you could just play with loads of different flavours that remind you of Christmas. So what Seb's doing here is mixing the cacao powder with the chopped hazelnuts. Can you just make sure there are no lumps, please, Seb? Thank you.
Of the cacao powder?
Yeah, that's right. That's true because the nuts are lumpy, aren't they? So now we're going to add our flaxseed oil, but just a little bit at a time. The thing about this is we don't want them to be too runny. So if I just add a little bit and a little bit of maple syrup and stir it, I can always add more. But if it gets too liquidy, I've got to then add loads more cocoa powder and loads more nuts. There you go, so let's maple syrup in. If you are using raisins, you might not need any maple syrup anyway. I'm not using raisins, no, I don't really like raisins. I'm going to put a bit more in of each one. Now that is looking quite gooey.
Is that good?
You can tell here we're not making very many. I just invented this recipe yesterday by just mixing stuff I like together. And therefore we've already got some, so we're making small amounts here just to be able to share the recipe. Okay, that's looking a bit better. I'm now going to add some ground cinnamon. There you go. And some ground ginger. That's looking really good. See, the almond flour is there as a backup. If you want it to taste almondy but can't get hold of any almond flour, I got mine on Amazon, but and it's quite expensive to be honest. You could just add almond essence, but I've got the almond flour ready just because if it gets too runny, then it's a good way of soaking up some of that excess moisture. Seb, I think it's time that we tasted it. I can't taste the spices, can you? You can. I'm going to put a bit more ginger in.
And taste it again.
But then also, because we haven't used almond flour, I'm going to add some almond essence. Okay, ready?
Taste it.
Yeah, please. Okay, should we give it another go? That's good. Okay, so then all we're going to do is get really messy by rolling it into balls in our hands, and then Yeah, you can do it. And then rolling it in in the chopped hazelnuts. Oh, sorry, Zebby. I'm just going to move that down a minute. Okay, ready? Take some that you think is the right size for a chocolate truffle. Yeah, good. Maybe a bit more.
Yeah? Now can I roll it first?
Yeah, now roll it into so I think probably about this much, and roll it into a ball in the palm of your hand, and then roll it in the nuts. It is hard to get the shape. It really is hard to get the shape.
Like a belly
But anyway, I think we're going to leave it there. I'm sure you get the idea. This is, do you know what, looking back, this is quite gooey, isn't it? Maybe I should have added almond flour after all. Okay, Seb has now washed his hands, and I have added some almond flour to the mixture. So they have managed to roll up into really nice balls now. So now, pardon? And take their shape, yeah. So now we can roll them up into the nuts, and then. So there you go, the OMS friendly, vegan Christmas chocolate truffle. Enjoy.
Enjoy.